All right. We are back. Doing a little World of Pinot Noir Instagram Live. I'm Eric Johnson. Today we're going to have my boy, Mr. Cory Waller, which from Eden Riff, which is super awesome. So, yeah, get in here. What's up, Lacey? Lovely to, I guess, see your profile pop up. You know, I don't get to see you that often except for on Zoom meetings. I think this is gonna be great. We're gonna go, you know, into Hollister, place that I am very familiar with. So I see Eden Rift is on here. So let me invite Mr. Cory and let's get this going. All right, Solterra, what up? There we go. There's my boy.
That is one fantastic mustache.
You know, I grew it for you. That's really what I wanted to do, you know. Just keep it fresh, lively, you know, energetic, you know. Right?
I like it. This is like the winemakers spring break songs during COVID, so this is what we get to see.
Dude, yeah. I literally just shaved my beard into a mustache, I think Wednesday, something like that. So I feel you. I was letting it roll. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think I'm going to move inside because I think I'm a little dark, but I want to show off my gray.
You are looking very, very sexy. I like the gray. I really do. I like it, man. I always thought you would age poorly, but you know what? No, you age well, my friend.
You know, I passed the father test because a lot of women think my dad is pretty sexy.
I mean, your brother is a dad. I mean, how does that work? It's all the whole family, man. So.
Is it weird that I think my brother's sexy too?
I mean, I think your brother's sexy. I miss him. It's been a while, just like I miss you. So maybe. I mean, I don't think it's weird.
Yeah, he's part of my isolation pod. So I get to hang out with him and his family every once in a while, and
yeah,
it's kind of nice. So luckily he's a mile away, and I steal everything from their lab.
Yeah, are you? Yeah, are you at Calera? You're at Eden right now. Where are you?
I'm at Eden Rift. I was outside right now, but the sun kind of went down, so it was a little bit dark. So I'm at the Dickinson house in the tasting room. But are you at home?
I am at home. Yes. As you can tell by my, I have a Mexican wrestler comic book above me. It's my home life, bro.
Yeah, I like the suicidal tendencies. I was gonna wear the got the Washington Caucasians shirt yesterday, but I wore it yesterday instead.
Yeah, I mean 2 days in a row is probably not right.
No, not for the people that I work with.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So are we supposed to be talking about the wines too?
Oh, I will guide us through our whole journey of this 30 minutes or so. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mr. Cory Waller, Eden Rift over in Hollister. I guess we kind of go into what our banter, what it was before. Eden Rift is very close to Calera, in Hollister. Your brother is the winemaker at Calera, so you guys pretty much, the Waller family runs Hollister. I mean,
it's as Eden Brand says, it's Wallister.
Yeah, Wallister, totally, absolutely. You know, and it's super rad because I mean I've known you for a while, and it's cool to see what Eden Rift has just built too. So I'm stoked, and you've got Sandy Matthews running your vineyards, so that's rad, dude.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's a really cool connection through all this because I mean, for the most part, I mean, when I worked at Calera, I was buying grapes from you, and then I really got to know you guys through World of Pinot too. I mean, like I said, it's been I always call it the winemaker spring break, but
totally
the camaraderie that is built within our community is great.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you're 2.5 hours down, but you know I've gotten to know you guys pretty well too. So it's fun to do this stuff with Tally.
Yeah, no, for sure. And don't tease them. I'm one of my questions is going to be some of your favorite Wappen memories, but we're going to save that towards the end.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, okay, so the reason you're on here is because you're just like these other guys that I've been on here with. Your wine's part of the really cool case box that we're selling for Wappen to these like weekly seminars. And do you know which wine it is that's in the box?
It's the one I'm drinking. It's the 2008 Lansdale Slope. It's yeah. I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, how about this? I don't want to go. I mean, the thing is, I don't want to go too into the wine because you're going to have to do a seminar. It sounds like in March about the wine.
Sure.
But maybe just tell people what Eden Rift is, though. I mean, like, let's go out there.
So let's start with the starting point of Eden Rift. Eden Rift was the estate was founded in 1849, and it's gone through the hands of several different proprietors, and it's kind of one of the long historical foundations of the United States wineries. At one point, this was the Vineyard District, where we are kind of sitting on the cusp of some serious regions here, and we're doing this in more of an unknown area. So it for that fact is really kind of fun because we're not following suit to the rest of a lot of other regions. And doing that, it's a really uphill battle, but I think that doing that there's a lot of distinction in these wines, and I think we have a really aggressive team here that has really kind of brought this property to the forefront. It's always kind of been here, but kind of neglected. It's gone. Some of the proprietors were just growing grapes, and then finally there's an estate. There's all this stuff. But now there's, I think we're bringing out the full character of these vineyards and what they can really do. There's terraces. We're sitting on calcareous soils. We're on the fault line. We're on decomposed granite. We have, several different exposures. So there's just this property is just really kind of incredibly, like, once you get here, we have our own little valley, and you're like, holy crap, like, this is beautiful.
Yeah. The place, I mean, it's funny. I've never been there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it's
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I've been to your place. No big deal.
I know. I need to go. I don't know what I'm doing. I know. Well, it's funny because I was like, I wanted to like look at like, okay, what does the property look like? I mean, I've seen the vineyards here and there, but like, what does the property look like? Was the wine, and it looks amazing. Looks super beautiful. I think I've told you this like a million times, my experience in Hollister, living up or growing up in Los Banos, which is not that far away,
I've heard of it.
Yeah. It's a town like Hollister.
It is a lot like Hollister. Yes.
Yes. But I skydived in Hollister. I remember skydiving there. The only time I skydived in my life was in Hollister. And I landed in, with some cows. So it was good times. It was good.
I skydived in Lodi, and it probably ended up in Los Banos. I don't know.
Yeah, you never really know. It all looks the same, honestly. Oh man.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean this. Yeah. So this area too, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but so if anybody wants to know where we are, we're on the east side of the Gavilan Range, and we're about 3/4. So I actually have this beautiful panoramic from the Diablo Range, which is the next mountain valley over east of us that separates the valley kind of, and I had this under a telescope, and looking at this property is very easy to locate because we have a dolomite quarry directly adjacent to us, and we're about 3/4 up the mountain, and just on the other side of the Gavilan Range. And so really we're about 20 miles inland from the coast, and so we do get a lot of coastal influence, which a lot of people are really unaware of. And if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be able to grow the Pinot here that we grow. But it makes it a lot easier to do my job, growing the right grapes in the right regions.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because growing up in the valley, you think that Hollister is very much like the rest of the valley, but obviously start to get into the mountain ranges over there. And I mean, I think that's the defining influence, is getting that coolness that comes through, right? And
it's incredibly important. I mean, at 3:30, it's like clockwork. That wind from spring all the way into summer drags us in, and it comes in like clockwork for 3 or 4 hours. So we're not as reliant on a strong diurnal shift of nighttime temperatures, but our nighttime temperatures do cool down. We get below 55 most nights. So, I mean, again, that's another beautiful part of growing a good Pinot region.
Totally. I mean, you gotta be able to cool down, and
you got to be able to cool it.
Yeah. Well, you got me. You got me there. Well, it's funny you were mentioning the calcareous soils, which I feel like is always a big part of Hollister. You know, you've worked at Calera, the limestone. I mean, do you think is it similar to that, or what's your thoughts on that? You know.
So, you know, I made a strong point not to kind of like, you know, just follow in the footsteps of Calera. Really, you do, because I mean, really easy to do, because I mean, I have the utmost respect for everything that they've ever done, except for the winemaker. He's a little weird.
He's a weird dude. Frankly, I don't like him. I mean,
I don't either.
But you guys, I mean, let's back up. How many wineries are in the Hollister area?
Well, just on Cienega Road, there's 3, but there's actually, we were talking about doing at one point like Taste of San Benito. There's a ton of vineyards out here that are people are buying. So there's a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of these funky old vines and a lot of old varietals that people don't know about, because this was at one point a premier growing region I mean, we have vines from 1906. So again,
what is it?
Yeah, that's Old Vine Zin. And I don't want to go too far on that, but like we're on the cusp of, it's very marginal for growing Zin. It barely ripens out here. So but we're talking about Pinot.
Yeah, but that, you know, again, that seems kind of insane that you wouldn't be able to grow Zin, but it is probably that cooling that you get that does allow it to actually get to the ripening you need for Zin, right? Yeah,
that type it's not over the top. It's more of it's an old California style, you know, just more subdued, a little bit more elegant, and not going for strength. It's going for just, again, elegance.
Yeah.
But I think we're talking about Pinot, though.
Yeah, I understand.
That's very small.
What the world of Pinot Noir is about, you know. This isn't Zap, all right?
Okay.
But you know what? I'm just gonna keep digging. What else do you grow out there besides Pinot Noir? I know you grow Chardonnay. I've had some delicious Chards from you. So,
thank you. We have a little bit of Terrace Pinot Gris, and that's kind of what we started with. And we've grafted over an acre in the front to Grenache, and this is the first year we've made it. And so far, I really like it. Again, it's a learning curve for me, because there's no baseline to compare it with. So it's like, okay, let's try this in small lots and see how they pan out, and then you know, we'll have a better idea next year. It's always a forward movement. Just everything's in motion right now. And same with Pinots, like, you know, trying to find. Even if you have a well-established vineyard, you still don't have your barrels in check 100%. You're always playing around, but we're always trying to find what works best where we are. We planted a little 4.5 acre. We tried to we did some grafting or replants for the Old Vine Zin to kind of revive that. Another acre on the other side of the road. And then we have some GSM, Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvèdre on the other side that we're kind of playing around with.
Cool.
And part of that, actually, that it's 4.5 acres, and it happens to be the warmer side of the valley, which we thought was going to be the cooler one because of the way the sun rises and sets. But it gets the least amount of wind. And it's also kind of a trial period that you know, should global warming continue to happen, we need to kind of keep ourselves in check, that if this is going to be our future. But it's also, you know, it just happens to be the cooler spot of our site. And you can make Pinot all day long, but it's kind of fun to do other varietals. You know that.
Absolutely. We're throwing Grenache and Syrah. I mean, we've had Syrah for a long time. We got Grenache, but you're seeing people in Edna Valley putting Mourvèdre out there, and it ripening, which, I mean, even 5 years ago, I'd be like, there's no way you're gonna be able to ripen Mourvèdre, and we're able to do it, I guess you could say.
Well, and there was in the previous winery, they did have Mourvèdre out here, but they had it in one of the coolest spots we have that's more frost prone and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, what they did. I never tasted it because it always was a blend, but I would be remiss to, I would think that would be really hard to ripen enough to use back there.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just barely starting to be able to ripen Mourvèdre, right?
Right. So we grafted that area over to we got some cuttings from Calera and we grafted over to Chardonnay, and I love that because that has, and that's what I want in that area because I think it works perfectly right now. We get some. I mean,
yeah.
If it doesn't get shatter or frost or leaf roll or whatever we have in there, but it's a challenging block, but I like it because we can retain a lot of natural acidity on that one.
Right.
So it's for that block, it's perfect. But Mourvèdre, I was like, I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild. I mean, we had, I don't know, whatever. We had Cabernet Sauvignon at Tally back in the 80s and early 90s.
Really?
It seems like no way.
But you have Syrah out there too now, right?
What's that?
Yeah. You have Syrah out there, right?
Yeah, we've got Syrah. We've had Syrah out there since 05. But yeah, I mean, things are changing. Let's just say that. So,
but I like cool climate Syrah. Like I like it being on the cusp, and like it's kind of has that peppery character. It's like there's something very intriguing about that. I love that California has so many different macro, meso, microclimates that you're not looking at one uniform homogenized wine. And so it's the beauty of it. And then our property, your property too, it's like, you have so many different exposures, so many different aspects. You can make so many different wines just from one property.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And I've been tasting in the 2020s the last 2 days too. Just blind taste 2020s, go through them, see like, okay, did we screw up? It's like the first time you're like, oh no, okay. And I'm stoked with 2021. We did not get, thankfully, no smoke taint that we're registering at least, but it's things are changing, man. Things are just different. Every year it's another curveball that's thrown our way, and I don't know. I don't really want to get into how your 2020 harvest was. I don't know if it was, unless it was good.
It was good. But it was, you picked the day which fire we're going to be smelling.
Exactly.
And but it was so indirect. It was so indirect for us, and I think we kind of skated that one a little bit, and we were very fortunate because we didn't have any really strong direct smoke. We got a little bit of ash from the fire in Monterey, but it wasn't really tremendous, and I don't think it was. We did send some stuff out to get tested, and we're pretty clean.
Awesome.
And it's, we're very fortunate, and I don't want to brag about that because I feel bad for a lot of, our brethren that lost a lot of fruit in this. It was a very unfortunate year, and I feel really bad for everybody.
Dude, yeah, you and I have a lot of friends that got hit hard by this, and it's horrible. It's like 08 Anderson Valley times like 20 or 30. I don't even know. It's such a wider breadth of people that were affected by it. It's insane. Before I get into your favorite Wappen memories,
Jesus.
I mean, I guess
Bobby Fox.
Actually, you know what? We're 20 minutes in. Let's just go into it. I'm gonna restate that we're gonna have this killer Pinot of yours in this case box, which is super rad. I mean, geez, so far it's you, it's me, the Tally. We got Trefethen, or not Trefethen, Trefethen, Trombetta, excuse me, Trombetta, Brewer Clifton. I know we've got some other ones down the line. Got some cool Burgundy. We got some Yarra Valley Pinot. There's a bunch of really cool wines. And I'm actually super stoked that yours is in there too, because we're getting like this crazy wide array of Pinots, not only California and Oregon, but we're going into Australia and Burgundy. So I'm stoked. I think super sweet. So people should go and get this damn box because they're almost out. I will just say there's only 120 of them. They're almost out. So please buy. Yeah. Buy. You know, I got to do my. I think it's $600 now, but I mean, the wines in general, if you just buy them, they're well over $800.
Right, and it runs the gamut, like we were saying earlier, like the diversity in the state and all these Pinots around here. Like you said, even our site alone has so many different potentials for different Pinots. But just tasting all throughout the state is just really a cool learning experience too.
Absolutely.
Comparatively, because 2018 was, I think we had fairly similar growing seasons that you guys did, and it's across the board from what I talked to with a lot of growers and a lot of buyers, and it was pretty similar. But just seeing what happens everywhere, it's just really cool to just taste all these different wines from everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, did you have 18 for us was like a super long growing season. It was just like kept going.
Well, but it was one of the coolest Julys. We didn't really have a whole lot of a summer. It's like, yeah, it was really I think the rain was kind of, after 16 and 17, we could say it was subpar, but it was right on average where we normally are every year. And, I think we had an early bud break in 18. I don't quote me on that, but, and it was, but the growing season was super moderate. I'm like, okay, if this goes on right here, keep this going, just keep it going. And it's we rarely had any heat spikes that lasted beyond 2 days.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, compared to 17, Labor Day.
Dude.
It was
totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. All right. What everybody wants to hear, since, you said it, we've all bonded at Wappin. You got some Wappin memories? One, let's just say this. I've done Wappin Tech with Cory for many, I don't even know how many years it's been a ton of years doing Wappin Tech, which for people that don't know, it's winemakers blind tasting barrel samples of their previous vintage, and it's winemaker camp, right? It's summer camp, spring break, I think is what you called it.
Yeah.
I miss it. It's so much fun. And we'll do it.
But it's also educational because we don't usually bring the best of the best in there, and
it's the one that's saying it's educational too. Thank you. Yes, it is also educational. Thank you, Cory.
Well,
you're right. We don't bring the best of the best. We bring things to learn from, and we talk. It's great. It really is great. The camaraderie and everything. Besides the late night debauchery and whatnot, the tasting.
I don't know that. I go to bed early.
Yeah, you are a 7:30 on the dot kind of go to bed guy. So
it's my nap time.
But I don't know, man. We've done, besides TAC, we've done lots of other Wappin stuff. What's your thoughts of Wappin, man? We can't. Luckily, we were able to do it last year, right before we all just shut down. We're gonna skip it essentially this year. It'll all be virtual. What's your deal?
I really miss Wappin. I like it. I do take it as an educational experience because this is where we talk about 2018. This is why, it's another reason I know why everybody had the same kind of issues year to year. 18 was not really it was actually a fortunate year. It was, high acid, low heat year. And that was across the board. 17, everybody experienced that heat spike in Labor Day weekend. And it's like, how did you deal with that? You know, we all kind of figured out what we can do, what we can do better, and it's just it's all fun. But I have a lot of fun at World of Pinot. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes too much fun. But I honestly, like, when you're asking me for an experience, like, some of my favorite experiences is, you know, in the morning going down to the pool, or not in the morning, the afternoon, you know, maybe having, you know, a coffee or a margarita. And it's like, I find, you know, like, you know, a few other people. Yeah. I mean, we might hang out in the hot tub, and it's like talking to other winemakers, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like, oh, let me introduce you to, like, you know, here's a label producer. It's like I'm doing business in a hot tub with a cocktail right now. Like,
don't let her figure it out, dude. I mean, people gonna be like, I hear the hot tub, you know, in the morning, early afternoons, a spot.
No, I stay at the shady hotels. It's okay.
No, I know. I mean, I know you do, because sometimes you use my card to get into the pool, into the hot tub.
I use everybody's cards. And to get drinks.
No, yeah, that too. Yeah. No, you're right though. What's great about Wappen at Bacara is that we're all just, you know, the pool kind of brings everybody in there, and the margaritas are delicious. And, you know, maybe do some deals in there.
No, but I'm going to cut you off right now. What I like about that is there's industry and non-industry. You're getting people that are there for the Wappen, and it's just everybody's hanging out. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, there's no ego, there's no pretension, there's no nothing. It's just, no, man. Come on. I don't care if you're a drinker.
All about Pinot Noir. Everybody's kind of in a great mood. No one's really. I don't see how you could not be in a good mood there. And I mean, we've had some killer years there, some good weather and some good times, man. We've had some good times there. So I can't wait till 2022, where we can be there in person. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just am curious what my brother's going to wear the next event. You in the green suit.
Green suit with the Tally Farms hat, that match. Oh man, it's legendary. Brian loves your brother just for that. Just for that. He's just like, Mike Waller's a good dude. He's a good guy, you know.
He even gave me a hat because of him.
See, exactly. Dude, those hats are on Shirt Supply too. So, you're part of the family. You're a talent. Look at you.
But that's kind of what World of Pinot has become, because everybody's just and there's always new people that are a little bit intimidated, and they go to the tech tasting, and that's a good thing, because they get introduced in the winemaking industry or wine industry, and they're a little bit shy at first and timid, and then we spend a couple days bonding, and it's like by the actual event comes, they're like, hey, high five. Like, it's really just, it's a very like cool, like family style, just all the winemakers and all the participants bond, like everybody just hangs out.
Absolutely.
You get a couple days of just like hanging out with everybody. So it's, you know,
it's a lot of high fives and hugging, and do you need a drink? It's fantastic. And, you know, Bacara Pool, as we know, they have the magnets on the bottom of the beers, as we remember that? The bottom magnet beers.
Oh, I forgot.
All right, whatever. That's the best part about the beers at the pool. Well, we're approaching our 30 minutes, and I'm glad to see you, man.
You too. If it even has to be virtual, I think that's the way everybody sees each other these days. So it's good to catch up. And again, this is the way the world works right now. And whoever's listening, it's like this is. I consider this guy a good friend now, and you know, I occasionally text him a funny, stupid something, and he dishes it right back.
I love it.
And that's because of World of Pinot.
By the way, because of World of Pinot. That is 100% correct. Our friendship is 100% World of Pinot. I miss you, dude. I love you. Dude, I know. 2022. I'll see you in March, man. Thank you for being on here with me, and everybody out there. Seriously, buy this case. I mean, Eden Riff wines are awesome. I forgot to bring this up. I did a Psalm Select. I watch Psalm Select all the time, and I saw your wine on Psalm Select, which I get a lot of really good wines from them. And the fact that you were on there, I think that's props, dude. Honestly.
I think they did a great job on that video. That was really good.
It was awesome. So, I mean, keep making the killer wines, and again, dude, I hope to see you soon, and
yeah, you too,
and have some drinks and whatnot.
We'll make it happen somehow, way, shape, or form.
All right.
I'm gonna start developing a straw in my mask so that it's just one-way valve.
You're gonna be a billionaire, man. Do it.
I have a lot of billionaire ideas. But I stick to wine. I like making wine, though. That's the stupid part.
I know, right? Our dumb love of making wine. No, just kidding. All
right, Eric. It's always great to talk to you, man. It's great seeing you. All right. Anybody who's having the pleasure to watch.